The Gimlet is a cocktail made of gin and lime juice. A 1928 description of the drink was, gin, a spot of lime, and soda. The description in the 1953 Raymond Chandler novel The Long Goodbye stated that a real gimlet is half gin and half Rose's lime juice and nothing else. A variant of the cocktail, the vodka gimlet, replaces gin with vodka. A very similar cocktail using rum instead of vodka or gin as well as fresh lime juice is the daiquiri. Preparation: David A. Embury gave a gimlet recipe in The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, calling for an 8-to-1 gin-lime juice simple syrup ratio plus garnish. Eric Felton essentially repeated this recipe in his How's Your Drink column in the Wall Street Journal weekend edition of August 4, 2006, 60 ml gin or vodka, 15 ml lime juice, 7 to 15 ml simple syrup, garnish with a lime. William L. Hamilton gave this recipe in his Shaken and Stirred column in the New York Times on September 15, 2002. A gimlet served at the 5757 bar at the Four Seasons Hotel consists of the following: shaken with ice, 120 ml vodka, 15 ml fresh lime juice, 15 ml Rose's lime juice, lime wedge for garnish. The Bartender's Bible by Gary Reagan lists the recipe as 60 ml Plymouth gin, 15 ml Rose's lime juice, garnish with lime wedge. Reagan also states, since the Rose's product has such a long and impressive history, I am inclined to think that Rose's was the ingredient that invented the drink. The New York Bartender's Guide by Sally Ann Burke lists the ratio of gin to Rose's lime juice as 3:1. The recipe on Rose's sweetened lime juice label: 30 ml Rose's lime juice, 45 ml vodka, rum, or gin, shake with ice and serve. The Richmond Gimlet, a variation that adds mint, was created in Eugene, Oregon in 2001 by bartender Jeffrey Magenthaler. One version of the Richmond Gimlet recipe is 60 ml Tanqueray No. 10 gin, 30 ml fresh lime juice, 30 ml simple syrup, large sprig mint, shake with ice, strain into a chilled glass. Charles H. Baker quoted a recipe in The Gentleman's Companion, an exotic drinking book of 45 ml dry gin, 5 ml simple syrup, 2.5 ml lime cordial. Take a big saucer champagne glass, put in 45 ml either of dry or Old Tom gin, 5 ml gum syrup or sugar, 2.5 ml a euro to taste, a euro of lime syrup or lime cordial. Fill up with chilled plain water, add 1 ice cube and thin slice of big green lime. Don't use soda water, please. He is also quoted from the book as saying, "Why on earth this stroke of genius stands unheralded and unsung in this fair and allegedly free land of ours shall, to us, always be a mystery, like who it is that designs expensive radio cabinets, why all cinema stars long to ruin themselves playing highbrow roles, and why good prize fighters want to write fiction." Throughout the whole swing of the Far East, starting with Bombay down the Malabar coast to Colombo, to Penang, Singapore, Hong Kong and Shanghai, the gimlet is just as well known as our martini here. And from Bombay down the Malabar coast to Colombo, to Penang, Singapore, Hong Kong and Shanghai, gin was a form of a healing tonic for malaria. Limes healed scurvy, creating the perfect medicinal cocktail. The main thing in its flavor is that, unlike most cocktails, it is not warming in hot weather, and in fact is a good cooler. It is simple, without fancy fizzings, and is one to experiment with until the precise amount of lime cordial is found, to taste. This last is a British invention based on a similar essence to Rose's lime juice, which comes in the slender decorative bottle we see back of most good soda fountains but is not quite so pungent. Soda fountain lime syrup also would do in a pinch. We have approximated it with fine results by diluting it with equal amounts of water. The following vodka gimlet recipe is from the novels of Stuart Woods. Pour 6 ounces, 180 ml of vodka from a 750 ml bottle. Replace with 6 ounces, 180 ml Rose's sweetened lime juice, add a small amount of water for ice crystals, shake twice and store in the freezer overnight. Pour into a martini glass and serve straight up. The glass will immediately frost over. With this recipe, No cocktail shaker is required and the cocktail is not watered down by melting ice. You may use even the cheapest vodka, and no one will ever know. The Carnaby Gimlet, a variation with natural spring water, was created at the Carnaby Club, Rimini, Italy. The recipe is 30 ml gin, 7 ml fresh lime juice, 15 ml sweet lime syrup, top with cold still water, serve with ice and lime slice in old-fashioned double-shot tumbler. History: a recipe appears as early as pamphlets on biology, Covoid Collection, page 129 in 1852, ordered gin mixture every 4 hours. Lime cordial is called for as early as, because I've not been there before, being extracts from the. By Oswald Lewis in 1929, you take a claret glass, half fill it with gin and lime juice in equal proportions, fill it up with crushed ice, stir, and drink through a straw. Gimlet himself appears in literature in First Report of the Royal Commission on Opium, with minutes of. Page 95 by Great Britain. Royal Commission on Opium, Lakshmiswar Singh, Thomas Brassey in 1894, Surgeon Major Gimlet, M.D., called in and examined. Surg Major Gimlet, M.V. February 7, 1894. Surg Major Gimlet. Etymology: the word gimlet used in this sense is first attested in 1928. The most obvious derivation is from the tool for drilling small holes, whose name is also used figuratively to describe something as sharp or piercing. Thus, the cocktail may have been named for its penetrating effects on the drinker. Another theory is that the drink was named after British Royal Navy Surgeon Rear Admiral Sir Thomas Gimlet KCB, who allegedly introduced this drink as a means of inducing his messmates to take lime juice as an anti-scurvy medication. However, neither his obituary notice in the Times nor his entry in Who Was Who 1941 1950 mentioned this association. See also, List of cocktails, gin, vodka. References. External links, Gimlet at Wikibooks.